RDL have taken 3 Thors and a Shadowcat.
Now, dCK Quiet is in a Sparrowhawk with some form of autocannons on the nose. I'm assuming he's just going to act as a scout. And possibly anti-air. I guess he can stick on the back of a Shiva as long as he wants.
Well, if it wasn't a big stick Shiva, I'd agree with you there, but I'm sure that thing's just going to swat it as soon as the fight starts.
He's going to have to, otherwise Quiet will be on his tail and there's nothing he can do about it.
I think it's got a pretty damn good turn rate, to be honest, man. I'm sure it'll be alright. But we'll see how it goes down anyway.
So we've also got a Mad Cat.
Ooh, Mad Cat.
Mad Cat Mark II. That looks like a beat stick.
And then there's the other one with the double Kuak 20s.
Now what is this regular Mad Cat? Is that the LB-10X again with the flamers?
Yeah, there's 2 of them there.
Yes, a beat stick, a B, and two Mad Cat Cs.
I'm going to go call it for 54 minutes.
User left your channel.
Certainly a lot of weight there on the dCK side.
They saved money with the Sparrow. Sparrow is around 10k, if I remember correctly.
My money for this one, though, goes with RDL. 4 UAC 20s and a beat stick Shiva is going to mean lots of cockpitted MK2s.
Okay, we are called for go at 54. So far today in the semifinals, we saw Wolf in Exile defeat Wolf's Dragoons by a score of 2-1. In the second semifinal today, we have dCK down 1 round to RDL with 1 round left to play after this one. All we know for sure is Wolf in Exile will be in the final. They will be playing dCK or RDL. And we are go.
3 Thors. That is gonna be ouch.
Are they all the Thor with the UAC 20?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it.
The stacked Thor list is a popular one at the moment just because of the price bracket. They're around the 85k level, so you can quite easily take quite a few of them in a cheaper asset and be quite confident that you've got a reliable high damage team that can operate in the medium to short range bracket and do really well.
And looking at the pings, it's fairly well matched. dCK being in Germany where the server is has a slight advantage, but Predator is the only RDL with a ping over 100. Those UAC 20s are somewhat ping dependent, I think.
PJ up over the centre bases now. The northern base actually, just doing a slow fly around. Trying to get some intel, I imagine, for RDL.
Quiet
I
up
don't
there.
like
Go.
I don't like see RDL moving the area where they are actually moving. It's a bad deja vu of the last map, or Dragoons versus Wolf in Exile. Could take some time.
The difference is this time there's air.
Indeed.
dCK seem to have identified the enemy aero. Currently looking up. That's a lot of LBXs pointed your way, PJ. Probably don't want to risk that. Question is though, where's that Sparrowhawk?
The Sparrowhawk is buzzing around like a hyperactive mosquito. RDL is, PJ is coming straight down in that Shiva now. And back up. I think he saw something he didn't like.
I imagine the 4 big boxes of the MK2A about to unload 60 pellets of LBX into his face.
Now, do we know what the top speed is for a Shiva versus a Sparrowhawk?
The Sparrowhawk's going to outrun it. I don't have the numbers though. But that Shiva can throttle down pretty much to not, to nothing and still be able to maintain its flight profile. It's one of the main issues people have with it, is that it can often outturn most of the dedicated fighters in this game and unload, those LBXs, which will insta-gib anything that flies. So RDL still static, fairly near their base. Are we seeing the same on the dCK side?
dCK are all eyes upward. I think they're waiting to deal with that air threat before they move on.
So, it's a game of patience at the moment. Let's see who cracks first. Well, we've seen something similar before. With RDL mainly.
Do we have any expert pilots here? Do we know what kind of sensors the AC-2 or UAC-2 Sparrowhawk has?
Don't recall, but I think it might have BAP.
Can certainly find out for you.
And that's one thing I should mention, that we are playing this semifinal in version .49. I believe several of the Sparrowhawk variants are underweight, which has been corrected in .50.
AC-2 variant. 2 AC-2s, 2 machine guns, cost 8,332 C-bills.
So they took it as a C-bill saver, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Visual Scout, I imagine that's all that's going for.
The old Eyeball Mark 1.
Not always the best idea on Mirage. An aptly named map, I guess.
No, not always. Movement from dCK anyway. They move round the Western Canyons, heading towards the overpass in the middle of the map.
Still looking up quite frequently.
They'll be paranoid about that Shiva, and for good reason.
Well, with the amount of LBX they're packing, it's I don't think it's gonna do much harm.
Well, we'll see. It's quite easy unit to stealth. It is, that one.
The only issue with those LBXs is for the 20s to be at all effective, you have to pretty much be within 300 meters or so, and to do that in a Shiva, you either have to come in low straight at them, or you have to dive straight down, and by the time you fire, you can't pull up out of their firing arcs.
But if they're already engaged, then that thing will be able to just pick away at its leisure.
Oh yes.
And the
Yeah,
smart
all
pilot
bets
is
are
going to
off
wait
then.
for that.
RDL seems to be hiding in their own base, is that right?
That's just the open area to the east. Quite surprised to see them do that. They did well with the mobility on Sandblasted and utilised it to push in on the... who was it they played now?
KOS, right?
Yeah, the KOS position. Losing the initiative isn't a really smart thing to base your entire strategy around. You want to give yourself that mobility, the option to at least push around, move around where your enemy is, catch them unaware, catch them off guard, catch them in a position that isn't advantageous to them. As much as RDL might think that place is going to win them the match, dCK could approach it from an angle which wouldn't give them any real advantages.
PJ makes another feint. Beatstick Shiva's like 87k, and the Sparrowhawk's only 8k, so there's a 79k advantage on the ground to dCK. If that Shiva goes down, that's a hefty chunk.
Does anybody see the Sparrowhawk?
He's loitering, I believe, at a higher altitude than the Shiva. I had sight of him a minute ago. He's staying well out of range.
It's kind of strange, actually. I'm surprised the Shiva hasn't just gone for the quick kill on the Sparrowhawk.
I believe the ground forces are about to butt heads.
Yep, Now, I would have thought RDL would attempt to nail dCK as they came through that pass, something that they're currently doing rather slowly. But no, they just seem to be happy making pirouettes in the in the sand.
The Arrows just made a close pass, and now the Sparrowhawk is trying to get behind the Shiva. They're in a turn fight. The Shiva's moving very slowly.
Too close for missiles, switching to guns.
Ground forces are engaged, and the Sparrowhawk is successfully keeping the Shiva out of the fight.
Shiva's ignoring the Sparrowhawk as it should be, heading in towards the ground engagement.
That is a lot of fire going on down there. Somebody's down.
Predator down. AC-20 Scat is down.
Nice.
Focus fire from RDL on our Tomanin. Kind of getting in each other's way a little bit. That's the problem with focus fire is you can end up screwing your teammates over half the time.
It's a
Add-on
crit.
them down. RDL jumping away.
Oh, that's Sparrowhawk just took some of that crit damage.
He's stuck like glue to the back of that ship. Sapero's down.
A priori overheated. But he's back in game now. Oh,
He's
not
down.
bad, the Scat A's still up. So that just leaves a Thor A and a Scat A on the RDL side to miss their arrow. Oh, no. That's just the Scat A left now.
I don't know, maybe I have a bad angle, but it looked to me like the Shiva killed his own teammate there with a bad shot. Yggdrasil just ate all the guns from the Beat Stick Shiva. I think to his rear torso. Kind of feel bad for Quiet. He's been pinned to the back of that Shiva and he's making no appreciable progress.
Well, I mean, we can't tell because of the lack of any damage indicators. Could be getting quite low, but I'd probably imagine that the damage on the Shiva isn't really anything of any...
Oh, Yggdrasil needs to get out of there. Although this will probably kill Burya. And it did.
But yeah, Yggdrasil is not in a good way. He's lost one of his arms, one of his rocket pods. So Beat Stick run's probably going to finish him off. You know, it amazes me that these guys haven't crashed into each other yet. Bit of a testament to the skill of the pilots here. Obviously trying very hard to avoid doing it.
Well, it will be
Ooh.
called.
Oh.
Oh!
Well, that's the end of that.
Ah, damn. That's...
Eject! Eject!
He's dead. He's dead. That just happens sometimes.
What do we think? Was that intentional?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
it
no.
wasn't a close turn. I think he couldn't have seen him, in my opinion.
I've seen
I agree.
tons of aero duels and 80% of them work out like that.
If he was trying to collide with him, he would have done it sooner. I'm not going to call that intentional.
Perhaps off.
So that's dCK win.
Sure is. And it comes down to the final match.
Nice.
The map, I believe, is going to be Palisades. Now, who had choice of side this round? I need to go find out.
User left your channel.
Beautiful match. Beautiful arrow duel. That arrow duel was good.
You know, when aero duels happen properly like they should, with one unit actively chasing another one whilst the other one's, you know, trying to dodge or engage another target, it looks good, it looks right, it looks like air fights should do. It's just, obviously, unfortunately, the poor guy wasn't able to take that Beat Stick Shiva out, but it would have really been a +1 for the underdog if he had done. PJ was obviously getting a little bit worried by him though, because he decided to stop going after the ground targets and go for the air kill.
He may have also gotten some flack from his teammates. I think it was Rat Buddy said at one point that he actually unloaded on one of his teammates by accident.
Yeah, looking at his kills, I'd say that's probably the case, because he's at 0. But he's second on the list, yeah, because there's only 2 kills on the RDL side. And they definitely did better than that.